and welcome to everyone here. We're welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am your host today, Laura Lala Key, international real estate agent. And today we're tackling a very sensitive but an important topic: how to move forward post-election with family and friends, especially when political views don't align. With the holiday season upon us, Thanksgiving is just a couple of weeks away. Emotions are running high, and many of us are feeling the weight of the election stress. As we head into the season of giving, we're also working to maintain relationships and make sound financial decisions. We'll discuss how to set up boundaries, stay connected, and protect our wallets from the effects of doom spending. Today, I am joined by an excellent panel, my family. Joe Corley, licensed therapist, mental wellness coach, and educator. Tiara Williams, our producer and actress, and all the things. Dr. Lene, monetization strategist, and Constance Carter, our wealth activist. Hello, team. Hello, family. We got a lot to unpack today. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of comments from our viewership family, because don't forget, you guys are our family too. And we want to hear what you have to say. Put those comments in there because we like to talk back. So we're going to kick it off with a video that is going to kick off kind of a discussion. I think we all have different things that has happened since this election. I know I have some, and I'm willing to share them here. So let's kick it off with this video. Here we go.
Don't get too personal all the time, but one of the things I've seen, especially from some of my wife's friends and some of my friends, is if they disagree with us on politics, sometimes they'll get very personal about it. And if you're discarding a lifelong friendship because somebody votes for the other team, then you've made a terrible, terrible mistake, and you should do something different. Like, don't cast aside. Like, most of my family obviously is going to vote for, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. And if they're not, actually, I need to talk to them. But I've got friends who like me personally, acquaintances who aren't necessarily going to vote for me. That doesn't make them bad people. And we can't, this is my most important advice, whether you vote for me, whether you vote for Donald Trump, whether you vote for Kamala Harris, don't cast aside family members and lifelong friendships. Politics is not worth it. And I think if we follow that principle, we'll heal the divide in this country.
Okay, well, I'll keep my mouth shut about that one, but I am going to start off with a question to the whole panel, and you too, family out there watching us. Do you have family members or close friends that have opposing political views? And I'm going to start with you, Dr. Lene.
I, in fact, do have family members that have opposing views. I should be at the office right now. I should be sitting in my office, but I am at home because I've been debating in text message all morning political views. But
see, that's interesting. How about you, Tiara? Do you?
I do. And, it's so interesting because right after the election, people were celebratory about, the other side winning. And I kind of was like, I'm going to log off. Like, I'm going to log off today. I'm going to log off this week because, otherwise, yeah. Yes. So the answer is yes.
All right, Constance, what about you?
So I know you wouldn't believe this, as blackety black as I am, but my mother, I call her Auntie Ruckus. She ain't Uncle Ruckus's wife. She's his sister, because he ain't marrying no sisters. But she calls herself a staunch Republican. But what I do know is my mama ain't vote for Trump, but she is a Republican.
And I think right now, I have to say this. I think there's a difference between MAGA and traditional GOP.
Yeah. But she did vote for him the first time. She did vote for him the first time, but then she realized how crazy he was. She says that she voted for him, but in course of conversation, my mama is very antagonistic, and she's very loud, and she thinks she knows everything. So she just likes to challenge everything. So she just want to debate everybody on everything. That's
your mom is loud and challenging.
Your mom. I don't even know how that even how I'm in that family, because I don't even. Yeah,
you're so opposite.
You're so calm.
Right?
I know.
Right? It's crazy, but we can't be in the same room for longer than 5 minutes because we will end up maybe scrapping at some point. Yeah.
That is so hilarious. Joe, what about you?
Yeah, I got people that have different views, but you know, I follow like I said, the Book of Duval. I ain't going back and forth with you Negroes, so that's it for me.
I
I lost.
absolutely love it.
Hallelujah.
And I do too. I actually have, several people that I've acquainted. Not much of my family, though, that's for sure. But now we're going to get into some really meat and potatoes. That's just kind of get us a little juiced up a little bit on what we're getting ready to talk about. So since post-election, have you had to delete or block any friends or family on social media or in real life? Dr. Lene, I'm going to start with you because you did make the comment that you are working from home today. So I would love for you to elaborate and share, please.
I'm laughing in case you guys can hear the water in the background. My mom's about to make me some cream of wheat. So if y'all hear
Look at the baby. Look at the mama go make the baby some cream of wheat.
But no, I have not blocked anybody. I have not deleted anybody. What I have done is try to be more patient and respectful because I have a loose tongue, not even a loose tongue. Let's say viper. Like I'm witted and it comes right out of my mouth. So it has caused me to be more tempered, to try to communicate what I'm saying and thinking. I'm not going to block you. It's politics. I still love you. We still got to break bread. Like you said, it's Thanksgiving is coming up. You know what I'm saying? So we try to keep the political conversations at a minimum. We talk about what we got to talk about, but when things get intense or heated, usually my mom will come through and be like, okay, well, I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Or because we have a group chat. But I wouldn't block them. And if I'm being honest, me as the eldest, I'm the oldest sister, I would pull back and away before it got to a place where it needed to be blocked.
Got you. What about you, Tiara? Have you had to block anybody?
I haven't blocked anybody, but I found a hack. I hit the hide button on Facebook so I don't have to see the ignorance, right? Like I'm not again, like I can be open and listen to other people's views and say, because there's some things that Donald Trump has been saying lately that I dare to say I agree with. Like,
Right.
just there's some things I agree with now, y'all. And so I can understand it. I understand why someone would have voted for him, not for the stupid, outrageous things that he's doing, but for like what people believe that he is going to give them, what the promise that he's put in people's hearts, like I'm gonna deliver this. And so I just try to hide those messages that annoy me, because I thought about it. Like I said, I took a deep breath and was like, I'm gonna just get off social media because I like her. I've known her for 25 years. Why would I block her or unfriend her or him or whoever? So I just let people do them. It's not my business.
I wish that was me. But I'm going to ask Constance. Constance, have you blocked anybody?
I don't know. Maybe
I love that hack, though, Tiara. I love that hack.
So Van Jones talked about the algorithm, like we are only seeing certain things on our page. So maybe I'm just not seeing that. But I think, but if I did see, I would block, because there's just some core things that I'm not cool with. And like if you touting Trump, I would definitely block you 100%. But I think, you know what? I got rid of all the people that I don't really align with. First of all, I don't let everybody in my my Facebook and all that stuff. I don't follow everybody. I don't let everybody in. So I got y'all got 5,000 followers. I may have 2, so I may have 2,000 friends, but I have 14,000 followers. But I may have 2,000 people that I see. Those are people that I know, like, and trust, right? So I would say during Trayvon Martin, I blocked all the people that those were the people that I think would be MAGA supporters, because those came out during Trayvon Martin, and then I didn't see anything else. Everything's been pleasant on my timeline since.
You trained your algorithm.
Maybe I trained my algorithm because I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
What about if I did, Joe? I would delete it. I mean, I would block them. Or
what about you, Joe? Did you have anybody that you had to kind of cut off on social media or real life?
No, I don't. Not yet. I don't have to cut anybody off. I just kind of, I'm not really concerned with who you voted for, to be honest. It's when you start to try to like insult my intelligence with, how your values line up. That's when I start to like move away from you. So you're looking at this situation and you're saying, well, that's not racist, or he's really smart, or he's a good businessman. All these things that are just fundamentally not accurate. When you start doing those type of things and justifying your situation with that, that's when I'm kind of like, oh, you dumb. So I don't I don't know if I want to really affiliate myself with you anymore. It's not so much that I'm not concerned with the person driving next to me who voted for Trump, who's just minding their own business. It's the person with the flags flailing all over their car and honking horns, and those are the people that I'm kind of leery of.
Yeah, Joe, because MAGA is a lifestyle. They're different. They're like the Tea
Yes.
Party. It's a whole lifestyle. So they're
Yes.
not regular people.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. It's when it's like entrenched so deep in your values that you just lose all logic. That's when I kind of like got to move away from you.
Exactly. And we're going to get deeper into that, but we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tierra Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I am the proud producer of this show. So I hope that every day when you join us, you leave a little smarter than you came, because that's the point. Otherwise, why are you watching? So if you want to receive notices for when we go live, Fly Nubian Money goes live every single day. That's Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you don't know, now you know. All you have to do is text the word Queens, that's Queens, that's Queens, to 87948. That's 87948. That's Queens to 87948. Yes? If you want
Text 87948 Queens, Queens to 87948. So simple. Stop what you're doing and do it right now, because you don't want to miss anything that we're doing. Now, I will share with you guys that I am on the struggle bus about this. And while I have left my pages open, those who have posted things that don't normally speak out loud to me, but I had someone post, I voted Trump, but I love everybody. And I'm sorry, but I cannot bring myself to differentiate the rhetoric that he's putting out for the racism and all this stuff that's happening. He's a convicted felon. We know that. I'm not speaking anything that's not a truth. For you to tell me that you love me and you voted against absolutely everything that I believe in and those that I love believe in, that's hard for me to swallow. So I have politely and quietly unfriended people, but that most of those are not in my inner circle. But the cleansing has begun. And I kind of go with Joe. I mean, if I don't really know you, you're not really in my inner circle, you can go and do your thing, but I don't need to have that in my life. Yes, I'm a bleeding, if you want to call me a bleeding liberal, fine, but I'm also an empath. So I really don't want your energy around me to ruin my energy. So with the holidays coming up, this could be something that is very traumatic for some people. First of all, let's say this. Usually holidays are traumatic anyway. Somebody always has issues about going home or being around certain families. I think this is just another level to that when you have this type of political turmoil going on top of what you're dealing with just around being with family. Because let's face it, the highest time of people are going to therapy are mostly around the holidays. So I want to ask you this, Constance, you said your mom is Republican, but that's different than MAGA. So how do you handle it when a family member celebrates something that you don't necessarily agree with?
Yeah. So as far as my mom's concerned, when because she be talking that dumb shit, and she will say something just to be antagonistic. And it's like I said, I really don't believe she tells it. I could vote for Trump, but she just does that because she just likes to piss me off. And I say, Mom, please don't stop talking right now. Please just don't say anything else. What I did, but she does that to everybody. So my mama does that. And I just be like, please stop talking. I'm gonna get off the phone right now. Or so we'll see, Thanksgiving. I don't think she gonna, do that. Or, they just ignore her. They just be like, that's her. And, that's what she do. And she's funny, but she's also antagonistic. But she would probably be the only person in my family who is that way. And so her and I, she thinks she's smarter than me. And so my job in life is to just show her that I'm smarter than her. And so that's kind of the dynamic of our relationship, is me just to debunk the idea that she's the smartest person in the room. So that's kind of our thing. But I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Dr. Lene, so you have people in your office, but how are you managing these conversations about politics with the people that you're disagreeing with? I know you said you were texting, but how have you made a strategic plan for yourself to protect your peace?
I have not made a strategic plan other than don't go off. Like that's literally my only plan is don't let loose. That's it. So I will educate, I will speak my piece, I will say what I got to say. I will try to do it and not be disrespectful and don't go off. That is literally my strategy.
Don't go.
Yeah, that's a little bit hard for me. I'm a little emotional. Listen, Janelle Matthews says, yes, I just deleted a crazy friend of mine. I'm done. I needed to protect my peace. The crazy beliefs I can't do. I think that that's really interesting. At some point, you do have to do your personal boundaries. Tiara, do you have personal boundaries when it comes to people who firmly believe in something opposite than what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think just in general, just in life, let's just throw the election out. Every day, everyone has different beliefs about different things. We all, that's the meaning of diversity in and diversity of opinion. And so I've come to believe that even having shows like this where we come on every day and we talk about different topics, there are tons of people proven in the comments that be like, I just don't think like that. And at some point, you just have to, from years of being in the news or years of like creating these public spaces where people can express themselves, you gotta be okay and kind of open to what people are saying, not open. Trying to see the I'm really good. I think it's my Gemini brain, but I can stand in somebody else's shoes and say, okay, I can understand why you would say that. Sometimes I can't. And I'm like, and I just say that, like, yeah, that sounds stupid. Right. But I just think that in general, that we all think differently. I mean, about different things. I mean, if we all thought the same, that would be very boring.
I agree with that. I've always respected other people's opinions. It's to me when we can't come to a foundational understanding, because no matter what the disagreement is, there is a seed of truth in there where we both can agree to something. But if I can't find that seed, then I need to make sure that I move myself away. Tony Baldwin said there is nothing that should separate us from our family. Joe, I'm going to throw that to you. Do you agree with that? Is there a time where we do need to digress from that?
I do not agree with that, Tony. I'm sorry. It just ignores your personal well-being and also ignores your boundaries. I
Mm.
understand where someone would get that logic from. It usually is rooted in a lifelong of guilt and shame. So, there's accept anything at all costs. And that's just not healthy. That's not a real logical mindset. You have to let that type of stuff go. And if somebody is violating your personal boundaries and ignoring your well-being, then you have to let them go and maintain your own level of peace at all costs. At all costs.
I agree. I agree because I used to be one of those people pleasers all the time, and I found that that made myself miserable. And it wasn't until I actually went to get therapy to see that I don't have to agree with everybody. I don't have to be the good little girl to agree with everybody to my own detriment. I think that's very important to understand that there are toxic people that you don't have to have in your life. And that brings me to another question. Like, I mean, this is a part of the political thing right now, because let's face it, guys, this is pretty heavy. This is not like any other election we have ever experienced before. There are high emotions because there is a lot at stake for people's history being erased, for people's rights being taken away. And so we have the fear, and I don't want to stand on fear. I want to see how we can move together to make our community stronger. But it seems to be the fear of this. If you don't give me what I want, then you got to go on both sides. So how do we deal with this toxicness that is swirling around us to keep ourselves in that inner bubble of peace to move forward? Because regardless of how somebody feels, whether they speak out about it or not, you're still going to have to deal with someone who doesn't necessarily agree with you. Dr. Lene, how do you feel about that?
I feel like don't try to talk me into what you believe. Like, let me believe what I believe. I'm not mad at you that you believe what you believe. whatever news outlet you're watching, whatever pipe you're smoking, whatever environment that you are in that makes you believe that belief system, that's your business. Don't come over here on my side of the street trying to preach the same thing, because we're not in the same environments. We have different ideas and beliefs. I'll tell you this too, as a researcher, when I was doing my PhD, what I realized is that everybody is right and everybody is wrong, because there is information that will pat you on the back and say, this is true. And then there's a rebuttal. And in the rebuttal, they believe that they're right. So whatever you are looking for, you will find information to say that you are right.
That's right.
But you are right or wrong. So if you are watching a lot of Fox News and a lot of Trump propaganda, whatever the case might be, you will start to believe what you are reading, because every place you turn and look at it says that. I don't operate in that space. So don't try to trick me or try to make me believe what you believe. I operate in a completely different space. I'm looking at something completely different. I'm in a different community. I'm putting work in a different kind of way. And my beliefs are my beliefs. So let me be.
I see so much in that. There's a lot of golden nuggets there, but my struggle definitely still comes from, how can I trust you? How am I side-eyeing you when I know you've voted against anything that I stand for? That is the hardest part for me to understand, and it takes me a while to do that.
Well, here's the thing with that, Lala. When you say that, they're voting against everything that you believe, but they're voting for what they believe, right? So is the issue then that you guys have different beliefs? Because they could look at you the same way. You voted against the stuff that I believe. And even with that, the thing that makes the Republicans and the Democrats, the whole political process, a difficult situation is that there's only two parties. I like some of the stuff that the Republicans say. I don't like some of the stuff that the Democrats say. I like some of the stuff that the Democrats say. And I don't. Why do I have to choose? I'm not liberal, but I'm not conservative. I'm a moderate. I'm in the middle. But you're making me have to choose between these two things. So when that becomes the case, then I have to go with my main values. Even if I don't agree with everything that this man is saying, my main values are the things that I'm looking for are this, so I have to lean this way. That is what makes this political thing difficult, is because I could love you and have values with you, but on this point right here, I have to go this way, even though I don't agree with all these other things.
Got you.
I agree.
Got you. That's a really good distinction. And we're going to dig more into this as well. So let's take a break and take a deep breath. At least I'm the one who needs to take. Maybe y'all need to convince me, because I'm still mad. Here's the next commercial break. We'll be right back.
Blow your money and not blow your money, as Constance says. Check us out at flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, programs, videos, resources. In 2024, there's no reason to be broke when there's information all around us. So get your money right. flynubianmoney.com.
flynubianmoney.com. You know what to do.
You got to do it too, Joe. We're not going to move forward unless you do it too, Joe. Come on, Joe. Come on. You got to do it too.
Joe.
Come on, Joe. Throw the hands out there, Joe.
I love it.
Close enough. Close enough.
Close enough. But listen, in all seriousness, you do need to go on and head over to that website, because we have a lot of really great resources for you. And as we're coming to the end of the year, maybe you're looking back on your year of finances and you're thinking to yourself, what the hell happened and what am I going to do? Because things are changing. So is the economy. We all know when new administrations take over, other things happen. So you need to make sure that you get your money right and your money tight. flynubianmoney.com. Get on over there. Now, we're going to watch another video and dig into some more conversation. Here we go.
When do they teach you that diversity is not just the differences you like? It's not all samosas and egg rolls, right? Diversity is about disagreements. There's a great line, diversity is not rocket science, it's harder. Because if you're engaging people with whom you have differences that you don't like, that you have disagreements, you got to figure out how you're going to engage those people. Does the fact of that disagreement, voting differently in a particular election, disagreeing on fundamental issues, right? Immigration policy, for example, abortion, does that disagreement cancel any chance of a relationship? If it does, we don't have a civil society anymore, right? How do you have PTAs or little leagues or hospitals? That's what a diverse civil society is about. the ability to disagree on some fundamental things and still work together on other fundamental things. That doesn't mean that you bracket your disagreement forever. Part of the beauty of working together on other fundamental things is the ability to build a relationship on something that matters, such that you might be able to broach that disagreement with a different tone. But if we allow some disagreements to cancel any possibility of a relationship, we're in real trouble as a society. Now, of course, there are limits, right? I am happy to engage just about everybody in the United States of America in a conversation, or to be part of an athletic league with them, or to be on the PTA with them, but I'm not buying a brownie from the KKK bake sale. There are limits, but I think that in a diverse civil society, when we recognize that diversity is not just the differences we like, those limits are not the person who voted differently from you in the last election. Those limits are the true barbarians. And the way the great political philosopher defined the term barbarian is the barbarian is the person who destroys the conversation. Civilization means people from different backgrounds living together and talking together. The barbarian is the person who destroys the conversation. I think that person is beyond the circle of civil discourse. Anybody else I'm engaging with.
I think he said so much that was important in that. Constance, what did you think about that? What did you think about his take on that? And is that something that you can use in your life?
Of course, yeah. Listen, I think diversity in thought is very important. And I'm grateful that I have diverse people with diverse thinking, but I'm also grateful that I don't got stupid people that are around me. So there's a difference between diversity and stupid. And so if you're a MAGA supporter, you're stupid, in my opinion. You could be a Republican, but to be a that type of like extremist is stupid. And somebody said something like, well, what would you say about Black Lives Matter? I don't know. I mean, I didn't get into all the Black Lives Matter rhetoric when I guess it was some money or whatever. But in terms of Black Lives Matter, what that means to me is that our lives matter too. So I don't know anything else about that, but I do believe that it's important to note that our lives matter. When you talk about Trump and you see what he says about, I want to give reparations to white people who've been harmed because of diversity and inclusion. That kind of bullshit is what is idiotic and stupid. And so for you guys to say, and then people have told me that's not what he said. Okay, I heard it out of his own mouth. So, you guys twist his words. I want to give restitution to people who've been harmed by equity. What am I misconstruing about that? It's that kind of idiotic dialogue that I just refrain from. And so those are the people that they just can't. I'm not dialoguing with you because you're dumb. But anybody else, if you're conservative, of course I have conservative ideals. I have some liberal ideals. I believe that the Democratic Party has just embraced every things. My mom does say one thing she says is the Democrats got the morals of an alley cat. I think she's right in some ways, right? Because they just accept anything. So there are some conservative policies that I agree with, but it's like you just kind of take a little bit out of a little bit. But it's just like if to me, if you're Trump, it's just it's Tea Party, it's extremist, and that's the shit that I don't got tolerance for.
Well, I think that can go for either side. Okay. Of course, we see the extremists with the MAGA party right now, because let's face it, they are their own and to their own. But there are also some very extremists on the other side too. Tiara, have you experienced that? Have you had to remove yourself sometimes a little bit within that group as well on either side?
Yeah, I mean, not too long ago, Gavin Newsom just approved basically like some type of policy where the kids who identify a certain way nobody has to share it with the parents. Right. So like Democrats are wilding. And I think, when it comes to, I think that's the problem. We're going too far in each direction. Everything is just like, for Democrats, it's a free for all. Listen, you could be whoever you want to be in the Democratic Party, right? Like, and we're like, listen, that's a man. No, it's not. It's a woman. See, she's a woman, and I think we don't like that. Like, there's parts of it, really, like, we don't like that, and I don't like the liberal part of it. And there's an agenda that's being pushed, and so I have my qualms with the Democratic Party for sure. But I feel like the other way is extreme as well. It's like there is no middle ground with either party. You know, shit, I would have voted for Jill Stein if she could win. Y'all, it's
I'd have voted
stressful.
for Jill Scott.
Shit.
But that is why I'm an
I
independent,
don't know what she's gonna
because
say.
I feel that.
What? I know, right? That's what she's
No,
gonna say. Jilly from Philly for president. Shit.
Shit.
But Tiara, you hit on something really important that is a part of my life. The last election, not this one, I literally changed to independent because I felt like the same thing. The Democratic Party is not serving us. They sit back and they're so lackadaisical. They're just so accepting. Okay,
And
everybody,
they're so soft.
power party.
They're
And I
pussies.
went independent.
The Democrats
I
are
went
so
independent.
soft, Lala.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, the
and I'm like,
Democrats are
I
so
need you to get a
soft.
backbone. I need you to get a backbone.
Yes,
I really
yes.
do.
I hate. Listen, and then let me just say this: if Donald Trump would have not won, right? Kamala would have won. We would still be dragging this out for recounts, revotes, blah 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 blah. We would, right? For some reason, it's like she just conceded, and there's all this talk around him, you know, taking the election or stealing the election.
Let's
Which
talk about it.
you know what I'm saying? Which you know, there's.
Come on
Listen,
now.
you
It ain't
won
doesn't
all,
make logical
you won
sense.
all the swing. You won all the swing states.
Senate,
You know what I'm
House,
saying? Elon, I don't know. In Russia, Elon Musk, I don't know.
Russia,
Yeah,
Elon Musk, 100%.
Elon was out there
better
paying
tell
them
the
folks $1
truth.
million for what? For
Yes.
No, they hacked that shit. They hacked it. They
I'm
hacked
telling
okay,
you right
so
now, I believe that.
You want all the
Listen,
And I'm not a
states,
conspiracy
House,
theorist,
okay.
but that I'm sorry.
This has
I
never
do
happened in
that.
the history of the country. Never.
okay. So I'm just gonna say that, right? But being that as it may, right? We feel that way. Nobody stood up and said, "Let's have a recount. Let's do this. Let's drag this thing out. Let's fight." Because Trump would have did it. He would have did it, and I think that makes him look like a strong, masculine man that'll do anything and get it popping and fight and all of that. Fight, fight, fight. What did he say? Like people like that. People around here like
He's
that.
doing
So
a
anyway,
power sign
yeah,
all the time with his fight.
they soft. The
But
Democrats
to
needed
your
to lose.
point
They
here,
soft.
to your point here, I think it makes the Republicans, as you're saying this, have to be so hard. So they have to take a super staunch stance on this and a super hard stance on this and a super hard stance on that to go against the softness of the Democrats, to go against the we love everybody, let everybody be who they are. Boys can be girls and girls can be boys. However you feel when you wake up that day, that's what you can do. They have to go back and push harder against it because they're like, no, we ain't doing that. There needs to be something in the middle. Because I am a person who operates from don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I try to be really cognitive of that because there are people who have really great things going on. I don't agree with what you're saying over here, but that made good sense. So I try not to. And politics makes you have to throw the whole thing out because I only have two. So I don't agree with you on abortion, but I do agree with you on immigration. And that's what's important to me. So I got to go this way. Like, you're not giving me anything that helps to align my values and what I want to do or what I think or how I see the future based on these two candidates.
Yes.
Right, two. And they always make it a point that that's only two. They never even look at a Green Party, a Liberal Party. Poor Bernie Sanders up there screaming for dear life, but nobody pays any attention to that. I mean, our country's system is completely broken. We know that. And we're seeing it more than ever. But I think a part of why it's broken is because we can't even get together as a whole to fix it in the first place. It's so broken. You have to take it down to the bare minimum grassroots of it. And who's willing to do that? We talk about that every time an election happens. We need to change it. And then the next thing you know, everybody's back to their life. And then the next election cycle pisses everybody off again. And we're right back to talking about it. But Joe, how do you think, or what do you think is the key to maintaining strong relationships despite political disagreements?
The key is always communication and honest communication, right? You have to be able to state your values safely. If I'm in a room with people who disagree with me and I don't feel comfortable saying how I feel or stating my disagreement, then I have to ask myself, why do I keep going into that room, right? I need to be able to, and the person needs to be able to state their beliefs and values to me safely. And if we can do that and everything be above board, then we can have a valuable relationship. You know, I feel like you're communicating with me with honesty. Like like what Constance just said, I wouldn't even go as far as to say like these people are stupid. I look at the MAGA movement, and I can see for what it is. The primary purpose of it seems to be to preserve whiteness, right? So if that is your goal and you voted for that, then how can I call you stupid? I
I
just
call
don't
them
agree with
stupid.
it. I
What about
understand.
black people?
I understand. And if black people do it, so listen,
What are they
if you are
preserving?
black, if you're a black and your goal is to preserve whiteness and you voted
You're
for that,
stupid.
then you did what you were supposed to do, right?
Joe
Now
said it's stupid to preserve whiteness.
I'm trying to understand. I don't understand it. I might not agree with it, but if that's your goal, and you know, now if you come back to me and tell me that that's not the goal of MAGA, then I might call you stupid. Like you look at me and say, I understand that I'm preserving whiteness, and I'm casting my vote for that because that's what I want. I want whiteness preserved. I said, okay. And now I have the freedom of choice to decide whether or not I want to hang around you or not, or if what you bring to my life is of enough value to keep you in my life. I can do that openly. But if you look at me and say, "What are you talking about?" He wants everything for blacks and all that. I'm looking at you like, okay, now I gotta go.
Now you think
Yeah.
I'm stupid. Now you think I'm
Now you think
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Now you gaslighting me. You're
Now
gaslighting.
you gaslighting me. That's what I'm saying about value and how to preserve relationships. Open and honest communication, feeling safe about how you feel. That's it.
Joe made a good point because, and I think it's what the
I do
consensus
that
has
sometimes.
been. But no, you make a lot of good points.
Porquito.
You make a lot of
No,
good
I'm just kidding. You do.
But there's the separation between MAGA and the Republican. If you are a Republican and you vote a Republican and you're talking about the Republican views, this and the other, that's one thing. This MAGA thing, when Joe said MAGA's views and goal is to preserve whiteness. So if you are voting with and aligning with the MAGA views, then you are aligning with preservation of whiteness. So when Black people say I'm MAGA, what Black people are saying is I am aligning with the views of whiteness and I am aligning to preserve whiteness.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Say you're a Republican, vote with the Republican values, fine. But don't go around here toting MAGA because their goal is to preserve whiteness. How are you Black and MAGA at the same time?
Exactly. Go, Tiara.
I was just about to say, I mean, I dare to say that conservatives, if I look up the meaning of conservative, it means to protect, from harm or destruction. I feel like conservatives in general, I just think that are trying to protect whiteness, if I'm being honest. I just think that MAGA is like a cult. It's like it's different, right? Like Joe said, they're trying to preserve whiteness, but also if you don't understand that, just like preserve the structure that is in place, the systematic racism that exists, to destroy any form of diversity, and I see that affecting HBCUs like crazy. That whole like restitution and allowing white people to getting rid of DEI or anything that excludes white people. If you are just joining us, just know that like the reason why we had to create HBCUs and things that are specific to us is because we were excluded from the white race, right? We were excluded. So I think that Black people forget that. Like, I don't know if it's like in 2024, we just think like racism doesn't exist. It doesn't, it's not real. It's a figment of our imaginations. But I just think that, I just think that it's all really to conservative. I think the parties are to conserve the structures that exist. You
Can
know
I
what I
say
mean? So
something?
I don't, yes.
You know what's scary is that Trump doesn't have another term. He doesn't have to impress anybody. He doesn't have to do anything.
He's about to wild out. He's
He can
wilding out.
do what the fuck he wants to do with no repercussions or no worry about whether he's going to get reelected or not. So when we talk about him
go to jail.
Or go to jail. But when you talk about him giving even money to the HBCUs when he did before, he don't got to do that this time. He's not worried about getting no Black votes. So, you got to think about those or some of the systems that are in place or the services that are in place or even the contracts and things like that. He doesn't have to worry about that. He's not worried about getting reelected. So I'm only going to cater to my base. And that's the thing that we really need to be concerned with, is that he doesn't have to worry about being reelected. He gonna
No,
wreak
and he
havoc.
also doesn't have
But
to
he's
worry
setting
about the
things
other
up.
part. The other part is usually you have a pushback if you have the Senate and the Congress that are filled
And
with the
that.
other side.
And
But
that.
he has all of it. We talk about that. People don't realize that, sometimes, well, why didn't such and such do such and such? Well, Congress and Senate got something to say about it, and so does the judicial system. But now we have everyone on the same plate. But I'm going to have to take a break because this is just so juicy. We need to dig into it some more, because this still is a relationship thing, guys. We're the ones down here in the pool who's fighting about it. But we'll talk about it when we come back. We'll be right back.
Fly Nubian Money is now on Spotify. Yes, yes, yes. We are on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, you can listen to us. All you have to do is search Fly Nubian Money and we will appear. All of our episodes. Make sure that you leave a 5-star rating and review so other people that come along and are looking for a good show to watch, they'll follow us too. If you are interested in being on Fly Nubian Money, sorry, I don't have any spaces. I'm just playing. If you are interested in being a queen or a king on Fly Nubian Money for the day, please reach out to me. I'm at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@realvirtual.net. Also, if you need help with your business, go ahead and send me an email for that too. Okay. I've said enough. Now back to the show.
And we would absolutely love for you to come on and join us, because we love what you've got to say too. I don't see too many people picking up on that, what I'm putting down. You want to be on this show because you've got important things that you want to talk about. So go ahead and email us and let us know that you got things to say to us as well. So that's a simple thing. Go on and do it. You're sitting up here talking about it now in the comments, but you're scared. Don't be scared. Come on camera with us. Now listen, Big Mac said politics is a game to me. You can't take it seriously. These politicians go in the direction of money. Now, but Constance, that ties into what you're kind of saying as well. If we know that they are in control in all aspects of it, and they don't have any fear of that, yet we are still down here in this pool fighting amongst ourselves. How can you see if anything can be done to improve upon our situation? I'm going to ask you that. I know you went last, but I want you to dig into that a little bit more, because you were making some really good sense.
No, it's scary, right? Because he can do whatever he wants to do. But when you talk about solutions, and that goes back to what I've been saying for years. I've been screaming. I have my bullhorn, and I've been saying, Black people, we have to practice collective economics. The only way that we're going to be insulated is if we work together. And I believe that we can. So, even if we have enough money, $1.7 trillion. So we, as a collective, we have more spending power than most countries. There's only like 4 countries that we don't have more spending power than. So we have a lot of power. And you guys know, when we talk about it all the time, that is really, at the end of the day, it's not black and white or Mexican or Asian, it's green. That's the color that is the most important in this political climate. So if we knew how to pull ourselves together, then we can do it. My thing is this. I know that, people, because I post something on my page and somebody said, well, we don't have a Black leader. Well, who has leaders? Do Asians have leaders? Do Jews have leaders? So do we really need a Black leader? No, we just need to all have this mindset where we have the same collective thinking, the same communal thinking. And it's not going to all be the same because we're not monolithic. And you know how Black people are. We're very like, I want to be in control. I want to do it like this. And that's fine. Everybody has a small piece. So if whoever you are dealing with, the people, just like Vanessa said yesterday, like me and my 5 people, I affect change with my 5 people, right? So me and the things that I do personally with the people that I affect, I'm saying, look, it's 50 of y'all. Y'all got at least 5 to 10 people in your family. Teach this to them, and then tell them to teach this to them. That way we can kind of get it on a grassroots. We can make change like that. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? Does anybody know how to eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
Yes, we're not going to be able to attack the whole elephant. We're not going to be able to eat the whole elephant, but we can start to just make changes little by little. So even though it is scary, right? Because we've been so dependent on the government and they've created it to be that way. They want us to be dependent. And that's the other thing I don't like is that we're not self-sufficient and independent. So the Democrats have essentially created these programs so that we have to depend on them. So then now we have to vote blue. So now if they take that away, now we're going to have to get on our ass and we're going to have to do something. So we have to work together, Black people. I just think that's what it is. That's what it all comes down to is whatever they take away from us, we got each other. So fuck them.
But here's my thing, and I'm so with you. I'm all for that, Constance. I am completely for that. But I've been personally told by some of my Black brothers and sisters that I don't count.
What?
I don't count.
Why?
I don't count.
Because you mixed? Oh, fuck
Yes.
all what they talking about. So what you do, Lala, is you make sure that the things that you do in your household, with your family, with your friends, with your community, you will continue to educate people. You continue to do the things that you're doing. You do count because your word carries weight. It reaches the masses. So you continue to do exactly what you do and fuck what the naysayers say. They always gonna say something.
Exactly. I don't need to be on everybody's team anyway, right?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea. But I think that people also need to hear that too, because a lot of people who are told that, they really just sit there and reel about it instead of actually getting up and brushing off your knees and moving forward. You can't let everybody else's opinion be your reality. You know that you can bring our community up. So what is it that you are good at that you can bring to our community and gather those around you in your neighborhood, at your churches, at your AKA meetings and your D9s, all those? What can you do in your circles to make it better for our community as a collective? Dr. Lene, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go off script a little bit. I'm going to ask you what you plan to do to help our community stay strong during this time of upheaval.
Build stronger Black-owned businesses so that their economics improve, so that you don't have to be worried about what's happening around you. So if you have strong businesses and you're making enough money, you can live where you want to live. You can make the investments that you want to make. If you want to live abroad, you can. If you want to start a business and employ our people, if you want to put a store in a Black community, that's so to your point, my mission and objective and goals have not changed. I'm still on the same path. I'm more motivated and I got to get in front of and touch with more people, but that's still the objective, is to serve the Black community at a high level so that what Constance says, we have that collective economic wealth moving around through our community and making sure that we're doing it right. Because like she said, green is what matters. Green is what counts. And we have it. We're just giving it to everybody else. So we need to figure out how to do it amongst ourselves. There is this thing that comes out called the Nielsen report, and I read it every time it comes out. And the thing that I like to tell Black people about is they know who you are, they know where you are, and they know what you like. They are 5 to 7 steps ahead of you, plotting for you. They know what TV shows you watch. They know where you go to the grocery store. They know everything about you. That's why they can sell to you the way that they do. So we have to also be 5 to 7 steps ahead and know and understand those things so that we can beat them to the punch, or at least get a piece of what they're getting, take some of it out of their pockets. That's my goal. Economically help Black people through entrepreneurship.
And can I add to what she said? Because I love it. Because one of the things, because Dr. Lene and I, we essentially do the same things, right? We essentially just want to help Black people. Period. But I think that the beautiful thing is we have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of work out there. And it's not just me and Dr. Lene. There's so many people who are talented, who have the ability to help more Black people. And you think about historically what's happened in this country with all of the discrimination and predatory practices that have happened against us. We need help. We need help. We need as many people as we can to galvanize, to be teachers, to be the creators, to be the ones to lift up our brothers and sisters. We can't do it alone. So we need more people that are like all of us, who have this information that we continue to share with each other. There's, They have intentionally taken things away from us. I mean, like you got to be a pretty powerful people if there's a whole race of people that are doing things intentionally to destroy you outside of killing you, and they're doing that too. So you got to be pretty powerful. But you think about it, it's because of that we're behind the 8 ball a little bit, but that's okay because we're still resilient. But we need more people to help. So I just want to encourage people, especially the people who are listening, like do something, create a business, do something so where you can help other Black people.
And with that being said, you actually can advertise with us.
Oh,
like, no joke. You can do that right now. Y'all know y'all talking to us right now. You know that you want to do business with people within your own communities who are strong. Every last one of us here on this screen has a business and can help you in some sort of way. And not only that, we are seen on so many other platforms. People are not just watching live, they're watching replays. And there are people who are looking for your type of business. How will they know if you're there if you don't let them know that you are there? We go live 5 days a week on many different pages, and we reach a huge audience. So this is your chance. We're talking about how you can build your business and get things together in this next 4 years of political upheaval. This is your chance to connect with political clients with potential clients, not political, although they could be political as well. We'll say that. But they're eager to learn about your business. So don't miss this opportunity. All you got to do is email us our famous email, right? I know you know it by now. You probably say it in your sleep, right? Go ahead and send us an email at info@realvirtual.net. That's info@REELVIRTUAL.net. Put Fly Nubian Money ad in the subject line, and you will get our ad rate. How was that?
Can I add something to what Constance says? I know she added to what I said. I'm going to add, like we're just going to play a little tennis.
Yes.
Come on.
Literally, when we were at ABC and I did my conversation on brilliance, we as Black people are so not only resilient but brilliant. It's why they've stolen our knowledge. It's why we didn't have patents back in the day, and they took a lot of our inventions and they grew and got wealthy off of that. It's why they follow us culturally. They want to look like us. They got the BBLs. They want to rap like us. In Asia, they're doing Afro. Like they know who we are. They know how powerful we are. We don't. And in my conversation, I was talking about brilliance from the perspective of we don't need a leader because everyone of us is a leader. Lead where you are. Lead in your community. Lead in your household. Lead at your church. Lead at the D9. Lead at the little leagues. Do something as an individual, as an adult that impacts your environment, your community, but has a rippling effect that can last generations. Like we are the leaders that we've been waiting for. We are the people that we've been waiting for. We have to stop getting sidetracked by all these other things that are happening and just get off our ass and do something.
Like Nike, just do it.
I'm telling you, because others are making millions off of what we're doing. They want everything but the struggle. Did you hear me?
Everything but the
struggle. So that shows you just how powerful you are, how talented you are, how we think outside the box, how we know how to support our communities. Because, baby, I'm going to tell you, there's always one auntie in the neighborhood. If they see you down, come on here, baby. Let me love you up. Let me cook you a bowl of cream of wheat. Mama, you hear me? I don't want a bowl of cream of wheat. Okay? So, listen, we can do this if we understand that we can't fight amongst each other. If someone is doing something that's bothering you, turn the other way. That may not be your calling, but it could be theirs. So why would you be a crab in the bucket pulling someone else down for uplifting their part of the world when your calling could be something totally different? We just have to get out of our own way. So, Joe, I am going to ask you this because I think it's really important that we always address mental. We always address something mental because we're all going through it. I'm going to admit here that I haven't slept very well. I literally worried about a lot of the things that could be coming down the pipe, but that's me. Sometimes Lala got to worry about things before she gets up and go, okay, that's done. Now we're going to move forward. So if someone is really reeling from all this and just sees no hope, can you give them some advice or tips to balance what is going on politically right now and their mental?
Yeah,
absolutely. So first thing I'm going to say is, unplug if you have to unplug. Like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you need to remove yourself from conversations that don't suit you or are not making you feel well, then it's okay to remove yourself from them. And it's also okay to, I know somebody was having a conflict with the fact that we sound like we're all in agreement, but that may be what we need right now. We need to be in spaces where, we have like minds and we feel a community, a sense of community amongst each other. And
Yeah.
we don't want conflict because we're tired of conflict, and we see the conflict that's coming down the pipe and it's exhausting. So you move yourself into a space where, people are a community for you. That's how you deal with that. That's how you deal with that. And you don't have to apologize for it at all. At all. We don't need to be arguing or in disagreement all the time. What's going on is scary for a lot of people. If it's not scary for you, that's fine. That's great. That's
Mhm.
great. I'm not going to criticize you for not being afraid. Don't criticize me for being afraid because of the things that are going on or being said don't align with my values and make me feel like I'm not in a safe space. Listen to what these women are saying right now, Constance and Dr. Lene. They're talking about building communities where you can feel insulated and make you feel safe, and they're giving you pathways to figure that out. I mean, it's out there. If that's what you need, go connect yourself to one of these intelligent women or somebody that's like that or doing the same thing, so you can protect yourself and insulate yourself around what you feel is coming. So I understand, Lala, why you're not sleeping. I had a couple of rough nights. I think I shared that the other day. Well, I'm feeling a little bit of the blues, and what do I do? Here I am. I'm looking at y'all. I'm feeling better in this moment, listening to y'all talking about what you're doing, how you're going to protect yourself. This is information that I needed. This is where I am. This is where I go. I'm not gonna go to the rallies. I'm not going to turn on Fox News because that's not going to make me feel better. So
Mhm.
do the things that make you feel better.
I absolutely love that. And I will tell you guys that, coming here, being with Fly Nubian Money is a safe place for me. It always has been. We always have fun conversations. We do tackle things that are controversial sometimes, but knowing that I'm in a community of other people like-minded where we can talk some sense even when we don't agree, that is an extremely important thing for me. So I truly advise people to make sure you find your circles. This is one of my safe circles, and there are safe circles out there for you. With that being said, it has been an hour. Oh my God, I wanted just to keep on going, but we got to start winding down. So, Constance, can you please give us your final thoughts and where we can find you, please? Can't hear you.
I think the latter part of the conversation, I think, is where we really need to kind of hone in on. And of course, we got angst. Of course, we have people who don't agree with us. But the real thing is, what is the solution? Because we can pontificate ad nauseum about what Black people ain't doing, and how we crabs in the barrel, and how we can't come together, and we don't see eye to eye. We need a Black leader, and you are Uncle Tom, and all that self-hate Negro rhetoric that we have inside our community. But it doesn't matter what you think, what your beliefs are, where you're hanging out at in your mind. I think if we thought B1, if we thought Black first, if we thought community first, if we thought us first, if we were more about self-preservation, because you think about any other community, white people are thinking about themselves and their families, their communities, their children. They're not thinking about you. Asian people are thinking about themselves, their families, their communities. They're not thinking about you, but Black people be thinking about everybody else all the time instead of thinking about ourselves. And that's what we have to change. Our mindset is we got to start thinking about ourselves. What are we going to do to improve our lives? And that should be constant. And we can't be just thinking about ourselves. I got to get mine. You go get yours. No, let's think about what we can do to, number one, change ourselves, because it's kind of like that on the plane. You got to put the mask on yourself first before you can help anybody else. So let's think about what you could do to improve your situation. Okay. Then spread it to your family and spread it to your community. That's it. And that's all, people. But we got let's stop all the rhetoric. Let's get off the shade room. Let's get off the reality TVs, and let's get off of all of that bullshit. You know, we have fun here, we talk, and I don't ever want to, you know, if something is not fun, I don't want to do it. So I love coming here and engaging and dialoguing, and then, you know, enjoy having fun talking to my brothers and my brother and my sisters and y'all as well. So, but this is no laughing matter. This is nothing to play with. At the end of the day, it's time to go to work. And that's what we all need to do, Black people. We just got to go to work. Where can you find me? Everywhere. I am Constance Carter.
Thank you, Constance. Constance always got good things to say, and she does it with such spice.
So sweet.
Dr. Lene, what are your final thoughts, and where can we find you?
My final thoughts are, at the end of the day has to end. And what position, and what position will you be in when that happens? We can sit and talk about what these next 4 years are going to be like under this administration, and we can be scared, and we can do all those things, but none of that stuff is going to save us. I think somebody said that, Constance said yesterday, nobody's going to come to save us. We literally have to save ourselves. So what I would say is, your family's going to be there, right? When the day ends, they're still going to be there. These are your people. If they're not toxic, right? If you can have intellectual dialogue and everyone can walk away and still love each other, they're going to be there. Also, your money should be there. Your economics should be there. A business should be there. Resilience should be there. Generational wealth should be there. So what I would say is that we should be focused on our community and our family, and being cooperative, collaborative, and working as a collective to make sure that when the day ends, we are positioned better than we are today. If you need help with that, I am Dr. Lene Javette. I am a business coach and a monetization strategist. So I literally help my clients to create strategies to monetize their talents and or skill, because I help service-based entrepreneurs. You can find me online at I am Dr. Lene Javette, and at any All Black National Convention, because I'll be there next year too.
Hey, if you don't come through with the onomatopoeias, if you don't come through with the onomatopoeias, girl, you said the collective and what'd you say? Say that one more time. I want to hear it again. What'd you say? Say it.
Cooperative, collaborative, collective.
Come on.
So we are collaborating, which means I'd be like, hey, Constance, do you want to be on Black Power speaker this year?
Always.
Collaboration, right?
Got it.
Collective, we're working together. I'm referring her business. She's referring me business. So as a collective, we're in this space communicating with you guys. And then cooperative is, I'm not going to make it hard for you. I'm not going to make you struggle. I'm going to be cooperative. I'm going to make it easier for us to do business and to work together.
That part.
That part.
You broke it all down.
You have your assignment, everybody. You need to follow the assignment and get information. Tiara, what is your final thoughts, and where can we find you?
Yeah, you know, I had a conversation with a really good mentor of mine, my mentor. And she was saying that she was feeling all of the angst from the election. And I just told her that maybe it's time that we all not only unplugged, but just really like started to rely on our source, right? And whatever that is for you, I won't say God, but whatever that source is for you, I think it's so important to just center and know that God is in control of all that is happening. Sometimes things like this happen so we can come back and recenter ourselves, anchor ourselves. If you think about a boat and yourself needing to be anchored, throwing that anchor off and not allowing the ills of life to sway you back and forth, just being anchored. So I would just encourage that, and just encourage you to, because everything will be all right. Like I kept just telling her, like, everything is going to be all right, because everything works for our good. If it just does. Every time something that looked like, I don't know if there's going to be an uprising, or if people are going to wake up and say, oh, now we have to do something. That's a good thing, right? If we look up in 4 or 5 or 10 years and we've had this uprising and there's something that comes out of this. So I believe that. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood. Listen, after this conversation, I just want you all to know we talked about needing a community, needing to get your finances right, and not being fearful, right? So we are starting a Fly Nubian Money Club, and it is going to be a community of women and men. We are welcoming the men to come in and have community to elevate, get your finances right. I'll bring in we'll have experts come in and teach you everything that you need to know to level up. And so you can, we launched December 1st. So you can go to flynubianmoney.com and sign up for our club.
I'm
Yeehaw.
excited. I want to be Hassan. Only the people who know Little Rascals know that. It must just be me. I'm the oldest
You
one.
wanna do what?
Hassan from Little Rascals.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Showed my age. As I'm like,
Joe,
Joe.
for my time.
But we're here with you, Lala. We're here with you, boo. Is that it?
Joe, what is your final thoughts? And where can we
Wait,
find
because before that, she said something else that was like way before our time too. Remember that song that you said before we got on here? You aging yourself today, sis.
That's okay. I'm still cute.
You are.
Here I am thinking we're all the same age. And now I'm like, wait, Lala, older than that?
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe. We cut into you.
No, it's all good. Lala, you are Ote.
Oh my God, you so stupid.
I know Ote. I do know that.
Okay, you know Little Rascals. Yeah, we know that. I'm gonna talk about relationships and try to sum it up quick. In sensitivity, I think is a word that gets thrown around with a lot of negative context. But when you're in relationships, unless you are a psychopath or the most emotional, stable human in the world, we are all sensitive to something. So how do we manage ourselves in relationships is understanding those sensitivities, understanding what the people that we're in relationships with are sensitive to, and then learning how to manage those sensitivities and then coming together and validating those things so we can move forward. Now, if you're sensitive about things that involve people that you're not in relationships with, that's a personal journey that you need to take to understand why you're getting triggered by certain things and having those conversations. And you want to show up in situations better so you can be prepared to combat some of the things that are bothering you. But confronting things that bother you that you're not comfortable with is an act of courage. It's not a negative thing. And if that involves you sometimes removing yourself from situations that aren't comfortable for you or spaces that are too small for you because you don't fit there anymore, then that's what you got to do. But it's all a journey, and, sometimes taking that journey, in the words of Right Tresvant, you need a man with sensitivity. So hit me up on realuconsulting.com.
That was a good segue.
and I can,
A man like Joe.
I can help you transition with that sensitivity. Okay, a man like me. Also, we throwing something out next Tuesday. We gonna throw a pod out with the brothers on the panel, and we're gonna have conversations similar to the ones we have here, but from a man's perspective. So, more information about that.
On the Boss Network.
Yeah, on the Boss Network.
On the Boss Network.
Let's go.
I want to be a guest.
No, it's not for you. It's for men.
No, this is a women's panel, and we have a king.
Exactly. You better invite us some on there sometime. Don't play with us.
Here come women trying to take over some shit.
We need a
not for y'all.
Like a special guest, not every time, like once every quarter or something.
Month.
Leave that alone because the fellas are gonna need something.
My name is Joe Corley on all social medias. Please type that in, get my followers up, and find more information about what we're doing next. And you never know, one of these queens might pop up on what we're doing too. We'll see.
We coming.
Go support Joe. Let me say that. Go support Joe right now. I need everybody when you get off with us.
Yeah, run it up.
Run him up.
What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
Joe Corley.
No, it's not.
It's simple.
It's J Corley 80.
J Corley 80 at J Corley 80.
Yeah.
Type that in. You can type Joe Corley on TikTok. I'm gonna pop up there, and Facebook the same things. Hey, sometimes I'll be making good points.
Hey, Joe, what's the name of the podcast, sir?
The name of the podcast is Vulnerability is the New Sexy. It's been around.
Yes.
It's been around for a while, but we taking it to another level. So,
Ow.
you know,
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna tune into that. Maybe you have a man for me.
And we now we know we're gonna see you at ABC next year.
Oh
Baby,
my
that's when we need
God.
that
Can we
panel.
get-
We need that panel.
Ow.
That might be as good
Yes.
as our
I need a man that's vulnerable.
you know
Yes.
what? You know what? Fellas, tune in. We gonna have a whole episode on fine concepts of men. So,
We're
fellas,
gonna
tune
get the
in.
comments, Constance. Let's go over there and get in their comments.
Oh, we will.
Constance.
Trust. A vulnerable
La,
man.
La la.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
La la.
I need to shut this,
La la. Help.
but then I got on into it. I want to be over there too. Listen, here is my final thoughts. And I thought I was going to say something else before this. I know that this show has actually helped me with the words that I need to say to those who I have been avoiding speaking to. This has given me the confidence to be able to protect my space, but also understand their ideology as well. Whether it fits what I believe in or not, I know that we can come to final grounds on that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because the longer that we stay divided, nothing can ever be accomplished. I also know my assignment as a Black woman and to my community is to uplift many, not just one. But if I just start with one and make that change with them, then I know that I'm being the light that I'm supposed to be. And you can find me everywhere under Realty Goddess. But today I'm going to give you a different link to follow, because I made a free workbook for you. If you're struggling and you just want to journal things out, and you may want a couple of things to say to people who are disturbing your peace, this workbook will help you. It's bit.ly/your peace matters. It's free. So go on up there and download that so that you can have something to write in. Now, listen, I do not want to have to end this today. We have had so much fun and we've had some really important things, but I want to remind you of a few things. No matter what other people's opinions are, that's never your reality. So you have a right to protect your peace and your home and your family. So make sure you take care of you first before you worry about the world, because when you do that, then the world changes. We thank you for being here. We really appreciate you. We have great conversation today. We really thank you for being here with us. Don't forget to go over to Fly Nubian Money so that you can get your resources and get all of the things that get you started on your financial journey. Make sure that you subscribe to us on Spotify, because if you can't listen to us live, we go great on the road. So if you're going to your job or making a jog down the street, you can listen to us there. But make sure you give us a 5-star rating, because that does make a difference. And then you also want to make sure that you subscribe to us by emailing us at if you want to be on the panel or you want ad information, please make sure that you email us at info@realvirtual.net. And we will be here tomorrow, 1 p.m. We're here 5 days a week. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed. Peace out.